Good evening. My name is Michael Llewellyn, Chair of the Board for the Urban League of Portland. And on behalf of our Board of Directors, let me also add a welcome for joining us here tonight for the Urban League of Portland's annual Equal Opportunity Day Awards. Even in these unprecedented times, with the challenge of COVID-19 and the impact that it has had on our city, our state, our country, and our world, your Urban League continues to stay on the job. Whether it's advocating for social and economic justice, racial parity, or providing the services that our community needs the most, your Urban League has been at it since 1945. And we were certainly not going to let something like a pandemic sway us from the mission that we have. We thank you for joining us. You'll have an opportunity tonight to not only learn more about our Urban League, but you'll also get a chance to support us as well by going to our website at ulpdx.org. If you've ever been to an Urban League event, you know we always start things the right way. Here's singing our Black National Anthem, accompanied by Derek McDuffie, the wonderful, dynamic, and she always makes me cry, Saida Wright.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we've trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears have been watered, and we have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered, but out from a gloomy past till now we stand at last where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus thou who hast by the might led us into the light, keep us forever in thy path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, and lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee, shadowed beneath the head, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Ladies and gentlemen, no organization can operate well without a good, dynamic, and engaging CEO. And we have one at the Urban League of Portland. Please join me in welcoming our president and CEO, Nikenge Harmon Johnson.
Good evening and welcome. It is my delight and honor to be with you tonight at yet another Urban League Equal Opportunity Awards Day. Last year was our first virtual gala. We'd hoped this year that we might gather together in person, socially distanced and probably still wearing our masks, but it's not to be this year. We'll keep our hope alive for next year so that we can dress up, put our shiny things on, and hug each other's necks like we like to do in person at the Urban League Gala. This time around, maybe like you, I'm dressed down a little bit. I hope you're at home, comfortably in your sweats, your socks, your PJs, maybe with a glass of wine, to listen to the stories of our clients, hear about the resilience of our community, and know that our stories, our victories, our triumphs, our power, and yes, our pain, is yours too. We are a community joined together even when we must be apart. Now I get the chance to not only talk about who we are as community, but who the Urban League is as your servants. The Urban League, for decades and decades, has stood to empower people and change lives. But what does that mean? It means that we offer people advocacy on policy issues statewide, nationally, and also in our cities around Oregon and Southwest Washington. Whether that's working with county commissions or mayors, the Urban League stands up and speaks truth to power and works side by side with those folks who are doing the hard work to make our communities better day after day. More than that, we offer direct services to our communities in the areas of housing, of health and senior services, and workforce and education. It covers a lot of territory. But you know that about your Urban League. We aren't just the one thing. We don't offer just the one service or provide just one program. That's the Urban League's work, and I'm so proud to have a team that day after day has showed up to serve others.
Good evening. I'm Jeffrey Temple from Fred Meyer, and I'd like to welcome you to the 2021 Equal Opportunity Awards Day event. Fred Meyer is proud to be the presenting sponsor of tonight's virtual gala. This is an important event as we take a moment to acknowledge those who have made meaningful impacts right here in the community. The mission of Urban League of Portland to empower African Americans and others to achieve equality in education, employment, health, economic security, and quality of life is at the core of the movement that is happening in this community that we call home. It also aligns well with our purpose at Fred Meyer, to feed the human spirit and to live our values every day. Honesty, integrity, respect, safety, diversity, and inclusion. However, while there is much to celebrate, we recognize that there is still much work to be done. The team at Urban League of Portland is in a unique position to drive the critical changes that need to take place. So please, show your support of this great organization that we are so fortunate to have doing that important work. Because right now is the time for each of us to make a real difference in the lives of people in our community. Enjoy the event, and thank you for choosing to be part of the solution.
When it comes to clients who need help, the doors of the Urban League of Portland are always open for everyone. That's not always the case with other organizations. Maybe it's the way you look, maybe it's the way you sound. But at the Urban League of Portland, we have help available. This story is about Daryl Pendergraf, from the tough side of the streets, but definitely someone benefiting from the Urban League.
My name is Daryl Wilson Pendergraf. I grew up in North Portland, less fortunate, like a lot of young children in my neighborhood. All I had was my grandmother. Mother passed when I was like 13. My dad's never really been in my life, so I didn't have too much support growing up. I was running around, ended up joining one of the gangs around the neighborhood. What really woke me up was I ended up getting shot. I was on crutches for a while, and my grandmother was, like, oh, you can't come back to the house, because she's scared. I had nowhere to go. It took me a while to figure it out. One day, my partner was like, hey, yo, go by the Urban League and they might help you out. So I did just that, and I went to the Urban League, and when I walked through the doors, I just broke down and told him my whole story, and ever since then, I had support. I don't know no other place like the Urban League that you can walk in and tell your story and say, I want out, and they actually help you get out, and they actually help you get to where your vision was when you came in the doors. They didn't judge me with all these tattoos that I have, all the gang affiliation that I had, being shot. They didn't say, oh, well, why you can't get help somewhere else, or how come nobody else helped you out? They took it upon themselves to see me as a better person than where I was at the time and actually help me out. And from that point on, they did exactly that. Urban League has helped me with the equal opportunity. I love you guys. I appreciate everything you've done for me. I couldn't be more happier in life right now, and I thank you so much.
Tonight, we get to show you, as well as tell you about the Urban League programs. Next up, learn about Feed the Folks, our youth-led farmers market. Our youth purchased the produce. They ran sales operations. They took care of all of the marketing for the Feed the Folks farmers market that took place for the very first time this past summer at the Urban League of Portland.
A lot of people, they'll come up to me and they'll ask, so what's going on here? And I tell them it's a farmer's market, and they get excited. They're like, oh, for real? And I'm like, yeah, every, Thursday, 11 to 4.
I think it's great that we have healthy alternatives through a program like Urban League and a nonprofit, because it shows that they want better for the community. And I think it's good to bring the youth into it too, because you're giving them a positive outlook and something to do during the day.
We set the prices, we order the fruits and vegetables, so they're teaching us how to do stuff on our own. Now I know the different aspects and all the steps it takes to start something.
Not only have I learned a lot of skills from this job, but I've learned how to talk to people in like a different way. Like, it's giving me an opportunity to expand my skill set.
I'm so glad that the youth have brought this market to this neighborhood. To see the young people doing all the things they're doing today, that is very encouraging to me. I'm glad to see them in a positive activity.
Feed the Folks is kind of the brainchild of Nikinge Harmon Johnson, our president and CEO, and Andreas Maupin, a treasurer on our board who has a long history in the food equity business. One of the reasons why I think it's important to our president, to our staff, and to our community is because one of the things we saw as a result of COVID was substantial food insecurity. So that means people just didn't have access to enough food. We didn't predict how much it would cost to feed our families. When kids weren't getting food at school anymore, we weren't prepared for that. And so one of the thoughts behind this market is that we can find a way to provide affordable, healthy produce to the community.
We're teaching them skills so like when they leave this space, they're able to use those skills to be in the real world. They're also building friendships. They're also building mentorships and relationships with us, where like when this program is over, we want them to feel comfortable coming here and getting like advice, service, or whatever we can provide for them.
The idea of equal opportunity is one where everybody has an opinion of what they think it should be. At the Urban League of Portland, it's very simple. We believe that everyone deserves a fair shot. We believe that everyone should have access to resources and to be able to choose their own path. We believe it, we trust in it, and it is how we devote ourselves to this mission every single day.
So my name is Daryl Hall. I am the business owner of Lock Love. It's a natural hair care system for African American women and men, as well as children. So I actually started out Lock Love in a space in my home. I came in contact with the Urban League for a business block grant. Now, mind you, I had spent a lot of personal funds looking into investing in myself to start a business, but wasn't really clear about how that would happen. So my investment was all of starting up, but it stopped at a standstill when the state closed. At that point, I had to close the door to my home because of the heightened scare of the pandemic, not having enough information. But I had invested money, and there was no source of income coming from the business at that point. I was still working my full-time job, and everything about the business shut down. There was no further investments, there were no further customers coming, everything closed. I came in contact with the Urban League and got an opportunity to apply for a grant. And I did not have an idea what the grant would entail and what I needed, what support would come with it. But I went out on blind faith because someone suggested that I apply to an organization that had been such a blessing in the African American community as it transitioned, as things around it. The Urban League was still standing, and at this time, my doors were closed, the vision was shutting down about Lock Love, and the blessing that I got from the Urban League was tremendous. I got confidence, I seen the vision of Lock Love, I was able to get the support I needed to build a brand, build on the idea of being much more than just an Oregon resident. I was able to invest into my own community by servicing African American women and men with their natural hair care. When people support the Urban League, they're not just supporting an organization, they're supporting the community. It gives us all an opportunity to have a seat at the table.
Tonight, you're hearing all the ways the Urban League is here for our community. Now, you get to hear about your chance to be here for the Urban League. Day after day, month after month, year after year, we're able to succeed with helping others to help themselves because of you and your generous donations. So don't wait, now's the time. Please give to the Urban League. Not only do we get to have fun tonight, but we get to learn more about what the Urban League does in the community. And resources are at the top of the list of what we provide. But what does that mean, resources? It means that we provide information and access to those services, those programs, those tactile things that many of us need on a day-to-day basis. For some people, that means help signing up for health insurance. For others, it means learning more about sexual health and STIs and how to prevent them. For still others, it means access to eye examinations, and even after the exam, the contacts or eyeglasses that we need to see to carry on our day-to-day lives. More than that, resources can simply mean community. Being in touch with one another, sharing space, because as a people, we know how important it is to gather. And at this time where it's so difficult to be together because we need to be safe during this COVID-19 pandemic, the Urban League wanted to make sure that we continued to offer our annual resource fair. What you see here at the Urban League Resource Fair are community partners who've gathered with Urban League staff and volunteers to provide information on healthy meals, to lead classes in salsa, merengue, and Zumba to help our seniors and other community members stay fit, even while we can't gather them together in person for our usual weekly fitness classes. Here, you'll see a way to become an Urban League member, because we know that not everybody has access to the internet to do it virtually, like you do at home tonight. You'll see one of our tables from a community partner teaching folks about HIV and AIDS and how to prevent it, providing condoms and other items to help keep people safe. Because now, more than ever, that's our job, to take care of ourselves and to take care of others. And the Urban League is never shy about providing the resources that our community needs and asks us for. At this fair, you'll also see one of our local banks, not only an Urban League partner, but a bank that has committed itself to helping community members get access to banking, even while it can be tough to be outside of their homes or to go into a local branch. All of these things are available at the Urban League Resource Fair.
There's diversity in the clientele served by the Urban League of Portland. Here's another such story. Warren Stubblefield, houseless, 16 years, looking for both an opportunity, but on an equal playing field with others. He wasn't looking for a handout, he was looking for a hand up, and he found it at the Urban League of Portland. Here's Warren Stubblefield.
My name is Warren Stubblefield. I am a client of the Urban League and the Urban League housing program, which is very, very unique. You know, I was homeless for a matter of 16 years. I fell into hard times to alcohol and drug use. I tried to get in apartment housing. I kept doing the application fees year after year, and I was denied tremendously. Now, this process of being in the Urban League came through people telling me about the Urban League. So I went to the Urban League and I got in contact with them, and it was really unique because they reached out, took me in as family. It took about 3 to 6 months for me to get into housing. But during that process of being homeless and on the streets and living through that turmoil, I became fluctuatingly impacted with mental issues. I wanted to end my life, and Urban League has a peer mentorship program that helps people who goes through mental issues, who deal with drug abuse. It's harm reduction. They help you transition into normal living, which I must say, normal living has really changed my life. The Urban League has impacted me into being somebody, has shown me to never give up, to never cave in, and to never quit. This challenge is very unique for so many of us clients that are in the Urban League, African Americans. You know, we strive in a city that is predominantly white. But the Urban League has showed me to live and to love and to enjoy life as a black individual. I'm not ashamed of where I came from. I'm not ashamed of who I am now because of the Urban League. The Urban League is a program that helps us find our true identity. And that's what this is all about, true identity of who I am and what I can accomplish in life. The transformation that has came in my life because of the Urban League. I am compassionate. I am in love with the Urban League. It's just real. It's really real.
Many of you know that thousands and thousands of Americans are facing threats of eviction because they have become ill or because they have lost their jobs or through a combination of those things. The Urban League has stood up right here in our community, not just now, but months before this and even before the pandemic, to help fight the waves of evictions that are thrust upon African Americans more than other groups in our state. Both, yes, because of racism and systemic inequalities, but also now more than ever because of the pain the pandemic has put upon us. And I've got good news. It's working. Every single day, we are helping people to stay in their homes. We are helping people to stay on their feet so they can be ready to go back to their jobs. Their children can be ready to be back in schools. They themselves can take care of their elders and their loved ones at a time that's unprecedented for all of us. What does that mean for us as an organization? Let me just tell you for a little bit. Not one day during this pandemic has the Urban League shut down. Even before Governor Brown gave her order that businesses needed to be closed to the public, the Urban League said, we see the wave coming. We see the harm that's headed our way to the people that we serve, and also because most of us are Black folks ourselves, we know the disproportionate impact that COVID-19 has had on us and on our families. We made the tough decision in our organization to close our doors to the public 2 weeks before the governor issued her order more than a year ago. But we didn't stop doing business. Our staff went home on their laptops, they worked from their cars. They showed up at people's homes to be socially distanced, to provide documents that our elders needed to sign so they could continue to receive the benefits that we're lucky enough to be able to provide to them. While some of you may be in workplaces that have returned back to normal, I can assure you that the Urban League has a new normal. And that means we're coming to you where you are. Whether that's in Washington County, whether that's in Salem, maybe it's out in Gresham or it's in Vancouver, or as ever in North and Northeast Portland, you can find the Urban League for you. And it's something that makes us not only proud, but also a little nervous. Because we're not sure that all of you would know that even though you can't just walk up to our door like you used to be able to do, that we're still here for you. But the fact that you're sitting on the other side of the screen tells me something. It tells my staff something. It tells us that you're here for us like we're here for you. And you know that despite this pandemic, despite a bit of a change in the way that we do business, you know that we will always be here for you as we have been for years and years before. Next up, you're going to hear from Lauren, one of our very own Urban League employees. Lauren has an incredible story, and it didn't just start when she joined our staff a little over 6 months ago.
My family and I moved to Portland the summer of 1994. We moved here because my dad had helped to start Albina Community Bank. Shortly after we moved here, I began hearing about the Urban League. But it wasn't until I became an adult, and then especially once I became a mom, that I realized all the good that the Urban League does for the Black community especially. In the back of my mind, I always thought it would be a great place to work, but once I got to the point where I was out looking for jobs, I really turned my attention towards Urban League and researched just all of the wonderful things that they do for the community. So I am now an employee of the Urban League. I'm the receptionist at the main office on Russell. I got the job through the CWP program through the DHS office. And when I first heard that they were hiring, I was like, oh, that would just be amazing. Like, I felt like it was kind of like fate, destiny coming together. And so I felt like everything just kind of lined up when this job opportunity came along. And I think from day one, I just really felt like I had found my home, like where I just wanted to be, honestly, for the rest of my life. Like, I wake up every day going to work knowing that my job is making a difference. I'm able to help my community and give back to my community.
Even with a dedicated staff, even with volunteers on our board of directors, the work of the Urban League of Portland cannot be done without good, solid resources. And that's where you have an opportunity to continue to provide in a way that services those people that need the Urban League of Portland the most. It's easy. You can go to our website at ulpdx.org and learn exactly how you can channel your resources for the betterment of our people.
The Urban League Equal Opportunity Day Award. What's it all about? Well, this is our chance to celebrate those people in our community who step forward to help when others are hurting, to share when they have knowledge, when they have resources, when they have information that can help others to build the lives that they dream for themselves. It's my pleasure In fact, it's my honor to announce our honoree, Michael Birch. Michael Birch has been a member of this community, actively engaging in the work, in the servant leadership that is so important to our success. Michael has made it his responsibility, his mission, to help those folks looking for their first, their second, their third, or even their fourth opportunity to be successful in the workforce. He knows how hard it can be to get a foot in the door in the building trades. And whether it's through the Pacific Northwest Carpenters, one of our sponsors this evening, who've stood by us year after year, or by coming to the table to work with our staff to help us learn more about how to help community members find that first opportunity. And more than that, he shows up and he participates when it's time to do the real work. Not just the conference calls and sending a memo or waving hello, but when we really have to sit down and figure out strategy, when we really have to sit down and raise the funds, when we have to develop the curriculum, recruit the individuals, when we have to answer the questions in the middle of the night to help people get where it is they're trying to go in the workforce. Michael Birch never fails to show up for the Urban League, and he never fails to show up for our community.
So I met Michael Birch in early 2000s when he still worked with the Portland Youth Builders, and thus begun my education on the opportunities available through regional construction trades. And Michael was so powerful in his ability to communicate the family wage jobs, the career pathways, and the opportunities for folks to sort of make their own lives when he was with Youth Builders, both for the youth that they serve, but also to the broader community. And then over the years, I've had the opportunity to work with Michael on developing community benefit agreements, ensuring more women and men of color are getting into the regional construction trades, and making sure that folks have an even playing field. And Michael's been tireless in his efforts to sort of communicate and educate both youth and local electeds on our community's need to invest in people. So it's been exciting to watch him serve in many different roles over the years. We work together on All Hands Raise and on many public initiatives that have brought in resources to the community and connected folks with jobs and career paths. So it's exciting to see him recognized by the Urban League of Portland. He's a true leader and a Renaissance man. And although he's only halfway through his career with miles to go before he sleeps, he deserves to be recognized and to receive this award. Congratulations, Michael. It's been a long time coming, but well deserved.
Good evening and welcome to the Urban League of Portland Equal Opportunity Day Awards. My name is Michael Birch and I am humbled and honored to be with you today. I'd like to share with you my experience with the Urban League as well as a small piece of my experience growing up in Portland. I was introduced to Nikenge in 2014 or 15. At that point in my career, I was actively engaged in targeted outreach, recruitment, and community relations for the Union Carpenters. My leadership considered the Urban League then and now a stakeholder in our community. I was working hard to uplift the Carpenters' name and to increase the numbers of women and people of color, particularly African-American men and women, in our industry. I was tasked with finding out where the roadblocks and barriers were to engage and retain a younger, more diverse workforce, which happened to land me in Nikenge's office as I was seeking her help in reaching more young African Americans for our apprenticeship careers. The Urban League's reach has greatly expanded under Nikenge's leadership. Equality in housing and education for African Americans, civic engagement, employment assistance, vocational training, youth programming, community benefit agreements, wraparound services, senior services, and much more. What the Urban League does matters. It matters to me because I was born, raised, and educated in Northeast Portland. As a child of the 50s, everyone in my neighborhood had three things in common. One, we were all poor but didn't know it. Two, we were all taught to respect our elders no matter their gender, ethnicity, or race. That was the norm because it took a neighborhood to raise our children. Despite having a two-parent household, a strong social network, and what I thought was a budding sports career, my mom saw something different for my future. She said, no to my neighborhood high school, where most of my friends were going, and insisted that I leave the boundary of our neighborhood for a high school that would challenge me academically and in the hopes that it would prepare me for college. This experience challenged me academically and in many ways I had not experienced growing up in my diverse neighborhood. My truth is, I was a Black student in a predominantly white high school, and there wasn't a single African-American staff member of color my freshman or sophomore year. There was no one who saw how I could contribute to the classroom or on the playing field. There was no one who saw me as a viable option for college or success. There was no one who saw my love for carpentry and working with my hands. Those adults for whom I was taught to respect made clear to me my options. No college, no apprenticeship. But she did say yes to joining the military during the Vietnam era war and becoming a janitor, quote unquote. Those options were made not only to me, but they were made clear to my mom, who was my advocate and champion. Let's just say she showed up at school and spoke to the counselor, and I'll leave it at that. I went from a high school that had no faith in my ability to succeed in life, to the Air Force, to the front doors of the University of Oregon. Despite my counselor's low expectations and my lack of preparation for college, I made it through. I did it landing on the president's honor roll for the first 6 terms I was at college, with my mom beaming with pride the whole time. I did happen to show back up at my high school and show my high school counselor my transcript, where I'd made the honor roll. She looked at it, looked at me, and walked away without a word. Today, I wonder how many people she did not have faith in that believed her and went a different way. My brother and I graduated from college at the same time. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are not new buzzwords. Our young people need the opportunity to have equal access to a quality education, quality housing, caring teachers and counselors that will expect the best of them. Those of you listening in the audience today who are not people of color, if you would, for just a minute, imagine that you, your father, your grandfather, and your kids to follow you grew up without seeing anyone in a leadership role that looked like you. Just imagine that for a few minutes. People of color deserve to see themselves in the leadership of the educational system, in their chosen careers, and every sector of society they're interested in pursuing. If they can't see themselves in decision-making roles, why would they believe they could be successful in that career path? We must see every young person in our community as an opportunity for building a stronger, more vibrant community, workforce, and society. I want to make sure you know I wouldn't be here today without the love and support of all the women in my life and my family. Pat Renfro, my sister, Faye Birch, my sister, Michelle Birch, Ashley Bienhoff, Whitney Birch, and Courtney Harris. And last, and the most important, is Karen Jean Birch, my wife of 27 years. I would not be here today in this role if it wasn't for her love and support. Note to self, in the bio I submitted, I neglected to include her, and I'm certain that I will pay for that error for some time to come. In addition to all the things that you have said to me about me, soon I will be retiring from this position with the Carpenters. The person taking my position is a woman that I have great respect for, who has already distinguished herself in the Northwest Carpenter Union family. Her name is Tawana Hennessy. We affectionately call her 2.0. I ask you to extend to her the same respect, grace, and cooperation that you have extended to me. I have no doubt that she will do an excellent job. Finally, I would like to thank McKingay, the Urban League, and all of their staff for the ongoing work they do locally and across our state. She once said to me that lifting up African Americans lifts up everyone else in the community. She had just returned from the Pendleton Roundup, and I was going, what are you doing there? And then she explained it. I am deeply grateful for this award, and I am accepting on behalf of the Northwest Carpenters, who gave me permission and free rein to do this work for the last 10 and a half years. I sincerely thank you. Good evening.
Each year when we come together like this, we do so to share with you the human side of the work that the Urban League of Portland is doing here in Oregon and Southwest Washington. It takes a commitment, it takes a proverbial village, but as you've seen and heard, we're getting it done. And we're getting it done thanks to folks like you, our sponsors tonight, and members of the Urban League everywhere. The Urban League movement has been very personal and very important for me. I chaired this board back in the 1990s. I chaired the Urban League board when I lived in Central Florida. And when I came back to Oregon in 2012, I chaired this board once again. You've heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. Once an Urban Leaguer, always an Urban Leaguer. This time the bylaws have gotten me, and this is my last time appearing before you as chair of the Urban League board. But it won't be my last time appearing before you as a member of this great organization. We've been doing it for 76 years, and we have helped a whole lot of people. I thank you, our board thanks you, our CEO, Nikenge Harmon, thanks you, and the wonderful staff that she has to work with. But more importantly, the clients that you heard from and those that you did not hear from, thank you as well. Have a wonderful evening.
Hey, I'm Tahira Memory. I'm going to be performing for you my song All the While with Trent Barstool. I'm not sure if I am longing to be found, to belong. The wild that keeps on calling, yes. Trying to find a home, I just turn inside. I hope the noise can't break the skin. You take all my quiet for the plea that it is. And all the while, your hands stay cool. I know you know I can't keep it from you. It's a curious condition to always have the words and hold them like hostages, regardless of the burn, to pile them up inside, because no one understands, and everything I hide you comprehend. And all the while your hands stay cool. I know you know I can't keep it from you. In the crying out when it gets too loud, when I don't know what I need, I shut it down and you hold me down and love me. You love me, yeah. You love me, yeah. Thank you so much.